Hi guys, what's going on? It's Ben here, and today I'm going to be talking about primarily Donovan Mitchell and really what my expectations are for his career trajectory. Uh, as many of you may know, Donovan Mitchell is a pretty good player, pretty promising player. He's had a good season last year in his rookie year, very surprising, very promising. He played very well. He led the Jazz in points during the regular season and scoring average, and was nearly Rookie of the Year and lost to Ben Simmons. And then when he got to the Jazz got to the playoffs, they basically surprised a lot of people in getting to the second round of the playoffs, beating the Thunder in the first round, and then they went out pretty quickly to the Rockets. But still, a lot of people are impressed that they got to the second round, primarily on the back of Donovan Mitchell, who was playing really well for a rookie. And so today, I'm basically going to be trying to analyze a bit of Donovan Mitchell's game and what I think he will be. Essentially, the premise of this video is Donovan Mitchell going to be more like the next DWade or Tyreke Evans? Now, I don't mean either of those players exactly, as in I don't think he's either going to be like one of the greatest shooting guards of all time or Tyreke Evans. What I mean by that is he going to be like a perennial all-star, keep up his level of play from last year to this year to years going forward, or is he going to be more of a Tyreke Evans where he really only succeeded last year because he was filling an offensive void and he was on a team that really had zero offensive talent or guys that could create their own shot and was the guy that basically could fill that void. And now when I say zero offensive talent, I know that they had offensive talent. I know Ricky Rubio brings stuff to the table. Joe Ingles does as well. Derek Favors does as well. I understand that they do have offensive talent. What I meant was basically shot creation. They lost it in Gordon Hayward, and they didn't really think that they'd have any. And then Donovan Mitchell basically came out of nowhere and was 20 points a game on decent shooting numbers. So real quick, I want to read off some of Donovan Mitchell's statistics from both last year and this year. So I'll just do them side by side as I go along here. So last year, Donovan Mitchell took 17 shots a game, and this year he's taking 18 shots a game. Last year he shot 44% from the field. This year he's shooting 41% from the field. He's taking about the same number of threes from last year to this year, about 7 a game. Last year he made 34% of them. This year he's making 30% of them. Let's see here. As far as 2-point field goal percentage, like disregarding threes, last year he shot over 50%. This year he's shooting around 47 to 48%. Last year his effective field goal percentage was about 51%. This year it's about 47%. Last year he shot 41% from the free throw line. This year 79%. Last year he had 4 rebounds a game. This year again 4 rebounds a game. Last year roughly 4 assists a game. This year more like 3 assists a game. His steals are the only thing that are up from 1.5 to 1.7 this year, and his points are last year 20.5, this year 20.2. So I guess really the thing I want to talk about in this video is like, although the numbers are pretty similar in a lot of things, like free throw percentage and shooting percentage is pretty similar, only 3 points off. I guess what I want to talk about is, despite him generally maintaining his level of play, basically every statistic that you could record has decreased for Donovan Mitchell in his sophomore year. And yes, it could just be a sophomore slump, and I do recognize that players frequently go through sophomore slumps and bounce back and have good seasons after that. But basically, there's 2 roads that I see him going down. And I think, okay, so the best case scenario is he follows sort of like a DWade road, where this season it's not that he's like slumping, it's just that he's kind of like let me think of how to say adjusting, or maybe people have seen him play a bit, so they're figuring him out somewhat, and he just kind of has to try to expand his game a little bit more. So DWade didn't really experience this in that he just kind of ascended throughout his NBA career until basically around 2011 or 12. But I think a lot of people including myself, have sort of seen how Donovan Mitchell plays and compared it a lot to DWade. He likes to get to the rim a lot. He can do a lot of floaters. Doesn't really have any good three-point shooting skills whatsoever. Like, he can knock down some shots from out there, but it's really not his game. He likes to work from the inside much more. He likes to get shots at the rim. He's a very explosive player, can dunk it really well, much like DWade could. He again, like the floaters is something I noticed that's similar in their games. I think that optimistically he's like a slightly worse version of DWade, but I think pessimistically he's basically Tyreke Evans. And what do I mean by that? I mean that Tyreke Evans as a rookie, let's see here. He put up 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, which is actually better than what Donovan Mitchell did as a rookie. And then he also put up 46% shooting from the field and 26% from three. And as a rookie, Donovan Mitchell put up 43% from the field and 34% from three. Now, obviously, not totally similar statistics. Tyreke Evans is noticeably worse from three-point land, but the shooting percentage is similar. If you look at Tyreke Evans' career shooting field goal percentage overall, it's 44%, which is very similar to last year. Donovan Mitchell, let's see here, shot, yes, 44% from the field. So I feel like my worry is that Donovan Mitchell only looked really good because he was playing on a team that didn't really have much offensive talent, much like Tyreke Evans when he was on the Sacramento Kings from around 2009 to 2012 or 13. Um, like Tyreke Evans looked really good like his first 2 to 3 seasons, but after that, people kind of started to realize like, oh, he's not going to be a star player in the league. He's just going to be like the third best scorer, maybe fourth best scorer on a playoff team. Um, but he basically was at his ceiling when he had gotten into the league. Uh, like another example of this would sort of be like possibly Andrew Wiggins. I think a guy who is already sort of at his ceiling when he came into the league. Now, yes, Andrew Wiggins did improve as he went further on into the league, and his scoring average he improved marginally. His scoring average went up a bit while maintaining a decent shooting percentage, but really the player that Andrew Wiggins was in day one, he is essentially the same player now. Much like Tyreke Evans is the same player now that he was when he entered the league. Hasn't really improved a ton since coming into the NBA. I think that what I am afraid of with Donovan Mitchell is that he is sort of going to become that player where like his rookie season he defied expectations so much that now like last season is going to be the benchmark minimum that he can put up in any given season. And any season, like let's say next year he puts up 16 points a game with 3 rebounds, 3 assists on 42% shooting from the field, people are going to look at that as like a significant disappointment considering how he played as a rookie and even how he's playing this season. And really, for what we originally expected for Donovan Mitchell, that shouldn't be a disappointment. But based on what he put up, that will be a disappointment because he had such an outstanding rookie year. Um, I I don't know. Like I don't haven't really seen anything this year that would say that he is growing and becoming a better player. He really is plateaued this year. He's just the exact same player he was last year. I feel like in the off season he maybe just played a lot of basketball and worked on things he was already decent at. But like the thing he really needs to work on is his outside shot, obviously, to become a more respectable 3-point shooter. He is not doing that well from 3-point land this year. Obviously, his 3-point percentage is down from 34 to 30 this season, and overall his shooting is down a little bit, for 3% essentially, from 44 to 41%. So, do I think he's going to be either of these extremes? Do I think he's going to blossom into like a top three shooting guard in the NBA, like DWade? No, I don't think so. I don't see him ever surpassing. Well, okay, like when he's 27 and Klay Thompson is 35, yeah, I could see him being better. But like when Thompson and Harden and DeRozan are all still in their primes, do I see Donovan Mitchell surpassing any of them? No. But do I see him being like Tyreke Evans, a guy who you can't really know what to expect every night from him, who could sometimes be giving you 25 points a night and sometimes be giving you 10? Do I see him being that player, being the guy that some years shoots 38% from the field and some years shoots 50? I don't really see him being that volatile of a player either. I sort of see him being a better version of Monte Ellis, as maybe bad as that sounds. It's not supposed to be bad. He's like a little bit of a bigger Monte Ellis, and um, his like I'm just hesitant because he didn't really improve whatsoever in the off season. But if he can improve the 3-point shot, I would change my opinion. But right now, I'm gonna say he's basically the next Monte Ellis, and I really think that his season last year could be attributed to the Jazz not having a great offensive shot creator. Like if Gordon Hayward would have been on that team last year, would Donovan Mitchell's stat line look more like 12 points a game instead of 20, or even like 9 points a game, because he would probably be getting more like 9 shots a night instead of 17 like he got last year. I think that he might have had a great season just because he was given 17 shots a night, and now this year 18. And while that's not something that you can hold against him, I think that his offensive game is more a result of getting to take a lot of shots more so than having this amazing talent. And now I'm a huge Donovan Mitchell fan too. Don't let that be forgotten. I think he is really fun to watch, and I think he has a lot of promise. And the things I'm saying in this video are definitely subject to change, and my opinion on him can change. But I do think it's discouraging that in his sophomore year we haven't really seen him improve in any facet of his game whatsoever, or any statistical category for that matter. I have watched some of the Jazz this year, and I mean he looks the same as last year, which is a good player. It's not like last year he needed to improve, but I think people want you to improve just as a player. Like what if LeBron would have just been who he was in his rookie season, 20 points a game, 5 and 5? Like yes, that would have been a good player, but we want to see great players in the NBA. And I think in the same line of thinking, yes, Donovan Mitchell was like really good last year, but we want him to be great, not really good. So I want him to continue to improve. Other players like this have experienced this in the past, like John Wall. For as good as John Wall has been in the past and in his career, John Wall is essentially the same player that he was his rookie season to now. He really hasn't improved anything as far as his game, but he really hasn't gotten worse or anything. He's just exactly who he was as a rookie. As I said, there's other players like this as well, but my hope is that Donovan Mitchell improves. But so right now, I'm not going to say he's either Tyreke Evans or DWade, just because I think we need to see like 1 to 2 more seasons from him to really know. But I'm leaning more towards the he is what he is and he's not going to improve much, rather than the he's the next Wade. Um, but I sure hope he proves me wrong, because I'd love to see him get a lot better in these next couple of years. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment and let me know what you think. If you want to talk about this or have any thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. Again, hope you guys have a good day. Bye.